I was so furious.
Not a lot of people know that Salma Hayek's husband fathered a son with another woman. At the same time, she was pregnant with their daughter. And for years, everything was extremely dramatic.
Well, obviously she's desperate, so he's not calling her.
Which is what makes it even crazier when you find out where they all stand today. I don't want to waste any time, so let's get into it.
So AJ, this is really an epic battle that reads like a movie script starring a supermodel, a movie star, and a French tycoon. All right, let me break it down for you.
In late 2006, shortly after Salma and Francois Henry started dating, Salma became pregnant with their daughter, Valentina Paloma Pinal. Valentina was born in September 2007. About 2 years after Valentina was born, on Valentine's Day 2009, Salma and Francois Henry got married. Meanwhile, as Salma and Francois Henry's relationship got more and more serious, Francois Henry had some pretty crazy drama going on. He fathered a child with the famous model Linda Evangelista in October 2006, right around when Salma and Francois Henry started dating, and only a few months before Valentina was conceived. You're probably wondering how Salma and Francois Henry were handling the relationship with Linda and Augustine. I mean, Francois Henry had not one but two newborns during the beginning of his and Salma's relationship, one with Salma and one with Linda. Well, the answer is they weren't doing anything to handle it, because for the first 5 years of Augustine's life, Linda and Francois Henry kept it secret that Francois Henry was Augustine's father. That's right. No one besides Linda and Francois Henry knew who Augustine's father was. Linda and Francois Henry had a short-lived relationship in early 2006 from which Augustine was conceived, but they broke up about a month into Linda's pregnancy and agreed not to disclose Francois Henry's involvement. It's unclear why they kept it a secret. Maybe Francois Henry's relationship with Salma played a role in the decision, but regardless of why they did it, they worked hard to hide the truth. Linda lied about who the father was when she was asked in interviews. She told the press that Augustine's father was an unnamed New York architect, which is far from what Francois Henry really is, which is the CEO of Kering, a company that owns Uber, successful fashion brands like Gucci and Yves Saint Laurent. And when rumors popped up in 2007 that Francois Henry was Augustine's father, Linda's rep flat out denied the claim. Even Salma seemed to be in the dark about it. During interviews, she often referred to Francois Henry's 3 children, Valentina, and his son Francois, and daughter Matilda from his previous marriage to Dorothy Lepper. Never any mention of Augustine, and it's definitely possible that she was just trying to protect the situation, but it seems a lot more likely that she just had absolutely no idea. Despite years of secrecy, however, Linda and Francois Henry's story, or lack thereof, I should say, came crashing down in 2011 when Linda took Francois Henry to court over child support dispute.
Francois claims that he offered Evangelista child support, offered her a number. She responded with a lawsuit. What do you think was going on there?
Well, he didn't offer her enough.
Linda decided that Francois Henry wasn't doing enough to provide for Augustine's upbringing and thought that the only way to settle it was in court, even if that meant blowing their cover. The whole world found out that Francois Henry was Augustine's father when Linda was seen in Manhattan Family Court arguing her case, and the Manhattan Magistrates Court action confirmed that Francois Henry was the father. It was originally reported that Linda wanted Francois Henry to pay $46,000 a month in child support.
Now she's asking for almost $50,000 a month for her son from Salma Hayek's billionaire husband.
$46,000 a month is obviously a significant amount. It's more than a lot of people make in a year. But when you consider Francois Henry's financial situation, it doesn't seem that crazy.
His family worth $13 billion.
Francois Henry is the heir to a multi-billion-dollar empire, so $46,000 a month is really a drop in the bucket to him. Still though, I'm sure you're wondering what Linda needed that much for. Kids are expensive, but most aren't that expensive. Well, apparently Augustine's upbringing wasn't like most. Linda determined that Augustine needed an armed security guard costing $175,000 a year and a 24-hour-a-day nanny costing another $80,000 a year. I, and probably you, think Linda was asking for a lot, but even crazier, the judge thought she was asking for a lot. He commented that it would be most child support ever ordered by Manhattan Family Court.
if she gets whatever this amount is, rumored to be around $46,000 a month in child support, that would be a new record in New York.
But Linda thought it was justified. She said that on days she worked, she was busy for up to 16 hours a day. On days she wasn't officially working, she was still busy working on her image. She likened the work that it takes to maintain her body to that of an athlete. She said that she has to spend considerable time in the gym and in beauty appointments. I guess being a model isn't easy. All that work meant that she needed a lot of help raising Augustine, and if Francois Henry wasn't willing to help by being there for Augustine, he needed to fork over the necessary dough for her to find help elsewhere. Surprisingly, after the support battle was noticed by the public and Francois Henry and Linda's secret was out, Francois Henry told the public that he was actually considered Augustine an important part of his family. He said that he had previously recognized Augustine as his since 2007 and that Augustine often participated in Pinault family affairs. He claimed that Valentina treated him like a brother. So maybe Salma did know about Augustine before the rest of the world. If Francois Henry was telling the truth, Salma had had a relationship with Augustine since he was young. Despite Francois Henry's assertion that he cared for Augustine, however, Francois Henry and Linda couldn't come to an agreement on how much he should pay. So their dispute came to a head in a May 2012 court battle.
It's like a movie script starring a supermodel, a movie star, and a French tycoon. All right, let me break it down for you.
In which a lot of their dirty laundry was aired out. During the hearing, Linda's lawyer alleged that Francois Henry asked Linda to get an abortion when he found out she was pregnant, which I'm sure was a tough thing for Augustine to learn about when he got older, especially considering he now has a relationship with Francois Henry. Francois Henry, however, said the abortion claim was totally false. According to Francois Henry, the decision on whether or not to have the baby was Linda's entirely. He said he wasn't involved. Francois Henry did admit that he left Linda because of the pregnancy, but he said their relationship was never serious. They had only been seeing each other for 4 months at the time, and during those 4 months, they had only actually spent 7 days together. Imagine having years of drama follow you because of a 7-day relationship. During the court proceedings, Linda's lawyer argued that even if Francois Henry had acknowledged Augustine as his, he did not treat him as well as his other children. Her lawyer pointed out that Francois Henry had spent 260,000 euros on gifts for his kids in 2010, and only 2 of those gifts were for Augustine. Valentina, on the other hand, has been taken on a $52,000 12-day vacation to Bora Bora and has a $12 million Los Angeles home waiting for her in a trust fund.
Hayek, and it was actually revealed in court that their daughter has a $12 million home in trust. You know, AJ, Linda's lawyers really drove home that contrast.
Linda and her lawyer thought Augustine deserved the same treatment as Valentina and Francois Henry's other 2 kids.
There are a lot of hurt feelings going on, as well as just a bit of competition between the 2 women.
Linda's lawyer also claimed during the hearing that the $46,000 report was incorrect and that it stemmed from a reporter's misunderstanding. Still though, even if that wasn't the exact amount, she must have still been asking for a lot. I mean, the judge said it would have been the highest payment in New York's history. Eventually, after a lot of back and forth, Francois Henry and Linda came to an agreement with an out-of-court settlement. The final agreed upon amount was not disclosed. It seems like there'd be a lot of bad blood between Augustine and Linda and the Pinault clan to this day, right? As you know, however, Augustine is more a part of Francois Henry and Salma's lives than he ever has been. In August 2021, Salma shared a photo on Instagram with Augustine sitting on her lap while they enjoyed a cruise on a yacht. Evangelista commented 2 hearts on the post. Seems like things have really turned around between them. Maybe airing everything out in court for the whole world to hear opened a path for Francois Henry to be more publicly accepting of Augustine. Similarly, Augustine made a very public appearance with Salma and Valentina in April this year, when he stepped on the red carpet with them at the Time 100 gala. I'm just happy that all the court drama didn't seem to negatively affect Augustine. He seems at peace with what happened. So now I'm curious what you all think. Did you know about all the drama surrounding Augustine? Can you believe that they're all on good terms now? Let me know in the comments below.